like I'm on the ball today. I even felt exempted from the law today. It's like this revelation dawned on me. It's so amazing, helps support the cause. I get everyone involved. I feel like I'm on the ball today. I even felt exempted from the law today. It's like this revelation dawned on me. It's so amazing, helps support the cause. I get everyone involved.
Good morning. Welcome back to another Nudelberg Daily Huddle, your Thursday edition. And the wheels have officially landed because we're not traveling again for a little while, and I'm glad to be back. If this is your first time joining us, I'm Mark Nudelberg, president of On the Ball, and glad to be here with my boys.
And I'm Jake Nudelberg, Director of Success and On the Ball, back in sunny South Florida, it looks like today. It was not like that when we landed last night. It was quite a bit of an experience when we landed in Fort Lauderdale, huh?
Shea Money, say good morning. Tell everybody what's up. So give your one word for the
Howdy,
day.
people.
There we go. Oh my God, we got two people. We got two words.
We got a couple words.
Caffeine is flowing for Shea this morning. So yesterday, let's just talk about it. Yesterday, I jinxed it at the very end, but we were almost as dialed as you could possibly be dialed. We got up, we worked out at 5, got ready, had breakfast at 7:15, and went through the pre-show prep. On the stage at 8:15, really 8:30 because they took a little bit of time, but it was fine. Went till 10:30, took my full 2 hours. Off the stage at 10:30, upstairs, changed, downstairs, directly into the lift. From the lift to the airport through security, to a sandwich shop, quick sandwich, directly to the gate, on the plane. Boom, boom, boom.
If anybody knows anything about Atlanta Airport, it's never easy. You will have 20 minutes to get through. We're going to pop that up in a second, Shay.
Yeah.
Pop that up in a second. But in the Atlanta Airport, it is never close. It is always you have to get on a tram. You have 15 minutes. You got where you'll get some food, right? We have extra time, right? And then we go, what gate are we going to? And I said,
we get off the plane at 8:10.
We're at 8:01. This guy sits up and he goes, we're on the plane, and he goes, this trip has been just, and he goes to say it. And I say it. And we look at each other. We go, oh no. He's like, I didn't say it. I'm like, it's going to go wrong. Something's going to go wrong now. Sure enough, we get to the next gate. Oh, we get to Chick-fil-A. Get beautiful Chick-fil-A right through, open tables. We show up to the gate. It says early. I've never even seen early. It says early. Right? It says early.
My guys, we got to play lottery or something. This is too good to be true.
We're standing there. It goes from early to delayed out of nowhere. We look up, delayed. Sure enough, the flight attendants, whatever, we land in South Florida. We have to sit on the runway for an hour because of lightning. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought we just pull up.
Even with the adversity, though, made it home before 7 o'clock, got the opportunity to give Jules a kiss goodnight and see him before he got to go to bed. So all in all, an unbelievable trip. Not perfect. It was so close to being perfect, but it was pretty excellent.
We did. I forgot to upload the picture. We did run into our Huddler in the Hot Seat friend, Byron Dennis.
And just the way that you never know. We're 2 for 2 in Atlanta Airport, by the way. Last time we were in Atlanta Airport, we saw Mike Ficara. This time we saw Byron. So there's Huddlers all over the place, always in Atlanta Airport. Great time seeing everyone. And it was a great presentation. It was a great time with Newcastle Hotels. We'll talk about that later on in the show. But let's go ahead and let's get rolling, right? Let's get to some wake up music and let's roll.
Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on, come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe this and this what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more doctor thinking, time of thinking ahead. Come on.
Good morning, Hector. Great to see you here this morning and joining the huddle. And absolutely have to shout out Jonathan Aarons, because if you didn't know, the man is a travel expert. Travels all the time. It's just part of his business. He's got a lot of travel involved with it. And I'm sure he's dealt with every scenario, because he puts both of them out there right now. He goes, you had to sit there because probably there was a plane at your gate, or there was lightning and the ground crew had to go inside for safety. Nailed it, Jonathan Aarons. It was lightning.
Safety measure for them, honestly. I just thought, it's raining.
Well,
We pull up
he will be traveling down here next week. He'll be traveling down here next week.
We do. We are slowly, or I guess slowly, feels like we've been talking about it for a while. But we are finally here on Tuesday. Get to have the Eat, Drink, Think crew and get everybody back together, which I'm super, super excited about. But what is our daily affirmation today? I know we have a good one.
Oh, this is a great one. This is coming to you as one of the great lines of all movies. Shay, pop it up there for us. We're about to read it. This is your last chance. After this, there's no turning back. Take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth. Nothing more. Classic Morpheus line from a monologue, really, from blanking.
Matrix. There you go.
Matrix. Thank you. From the Matrix. And really exactly how I felt yesterday when telling everybody or teaching everybody at Newcastle hotels what LinkedIn really is.
Right.
Like, and I wrote about it this morning on my post, because I ask this every time. What is LinkedIn? Right? I ask here, what is it? And number one answer by far and away is social media for business. Yesterday, I even got Facebook for business, which is not wrong per se, but it is wildly wrong because of the then connotations and perceptions that it creates inside of our mind. And so I offered them the pills. Blue pill, you continue to think about LinkedIn the way you always have, and it never does anything for you. Red pill, I take you down the rabbit hole and show you all the things it can do.
It's really funny. I was at a networking event a few weeks ago, struck up a conversation with a guy. What do you do? Blah, 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 blah. I'm in private equity and slightly real estate. I was like, oh, true. Awesome. And he goes, do you have a business card? I go, no, but I'd love to connect on LinkedIn. He's like, I don't use social media. And I was like, why? And he goes, wouldn't help me. And I go, have you ever used it at all? And he goes, no. And I like felt like going, then how would you know?
How would you know, bro?
No, you're on the other side. If you don't ever take the pill and you never take the jump, and you are so certain that something you aren't using wouldn't help you, how do you have that mindset? How do you have this ability to shut off a part of the world that what is it? Billions of users are using now?
There's 1 billion users on LinkedIn, specifically on LinkedIn. Forget about all the other social channels. And I think, it's such an interesting conversation, and we're going to talk more about it because there's a big story about Instagram and Instagram moving towards teen profiles and trying to create some safety measures for young people, because social media is a pandemic, if you will. There are massive amounts of studies and reports now about the detriment that it creates to people's lives, the anxiety and the bullying and all of the negative that comes along with it, which is real. Similar to football. You can die playing football. Football is a violent sport. Let's not pretend it's not. It can create head trauma. There can be problems. But if you understand the lessons that the game teaches you, it's probably the best game you could play in all of the world, because it's the hardest team sport to win.
I think that goes by anything, right? Like they didn't work
right
when we started driving cars, right? Like there are measures that get added, doesn't matter what it is for protection, but doesn't mean it doesn't make life better in a certain way, or
doesn't mean that that benefits. Doesn't mean you can't. It doesn't mean that there's not unbelievable opportunities. And so it was really cool yesterday to spend the time with Newcastle. We did 2 hours. We got through, I would say, 3/4 of the LinkedIn masterclass, and immediate engagement, immediately receiving connections with messages attached to them from them. Immediately this morning, people commenting, engaging on posts. Immediately, they understood and saw what was available to them. they immediately took action. Unfortunately, the reality is that most of them will die off in the next 2 weeks.
I think
won't sustain the behavior.
Cool thing for me though is I think there is a bigger reception to adding it to their process, and I mean this as a whole, where I think people are realizing that it's pretty. You're incapable of just saying no anymore. Like we have gotten to the part where, at least that's how I feel, where the no's are a lot less, and they're really trying to decipher where to place it in their process. And it's not like a change, like
I would agree with you that I think people are far more receptive to it being a non-negotiable now, or they already have in their mind, like, I know I should be doing it. But when I asked the room, I said, how many of you have a process to using LinkedIn? Not a single hand went up, right? So like everybody, and it was great because when I asked them the question, do you know how to use LinkedIn, right? A lot of people had good answers. Yeah, you can use it to market. Yeah, I can use it to connect. Yeah, I can use it to research. Like they knew what the benefits were. So I was like, okay, you guys have a little bit of an idea on what you could do with it. Do you have an idea on how to do it? Do you have a process? Do you have something that you can apply to actually go take advantage of those opportunities? And not a single person's hand went up. So that's where it really becomes the power of the course, because it's a disciplined daily routine that offers you the opportunity to market, that offers you the opportunity to build relationships, that offers you the opportunity to learn. And if you did all of that for 15 minutes a day, you'd be exponentially more successful than everybody else.
When we normally do these, when we talk LinkedIn with the entire company, like half the company tunes it out.
Right.
I'm not in sales. This is a sales tool or a marketing tool. I'm in HR. I'm in operations. I don't need this. Why would I use this? This has no benefit, right? And to see the room yesterday kind of go, hey, like I'm in operations. I'm now applying some of these things onto my stakeholders and staying in touch with people and staying in touch with my people, and they're seeing me visible and I'm seeing all of them being visible and what they're doing. So there's so many benefits internally as well as externally to being, present and showing up.
I love Hector's comment. Hector says people are too afraid of change, especially when seeing the big new universe you guys are opening up to us. Hector has officially taken the red pill.
Yeah, no, he's
Hector's taking the red pill and he's going down the rabbit hole.
His eyes every day when he wakes up.
You can see him. Oh, I'm telling you right now, this needs to go on the agenda for Monday's meeting. There is an entire series of content that we need to develop about opening people's eyes to the matrix of LinkedIn.
It is unreal.
It's funny. Like Melissa Graves says, wait, Jake, are you talking to me? Like, and I gave them a great example because a lot of the insurance agencies that we work with have two very different sides of the house. They have front of the house, which is their sales and revenue generators. And then they have back of the house, which is the account management team. And the organizations that we're working with implementing LinkedIn as a strategy for their entire team, they see the value of account managers being connected to the clients, to prospective clients, engaging with their content, sharing content because of the way that it continuously feeds and develops the relationships and creates new opportunity.
I love this. I was actually about to talk about this. Like, there is, and I love this show because it is generational. And we were talking to somebody about what makes the show interesting. And we really do have different perspectives in different generations. The pill conversation doesn't apply to my generation as much. We operated with the red pill our entire life. And it's only going to get exponentially worse or better, or however you want to categorize the use of social media, right? Like what was the article you found? They're putting teen accounts on Instagram now.
Yeah, so Instagram is creating a teen and a family hub, so that parents can control a little bit what their teens do on Instagram and have visibility to it. And they're trying to create some safety measures around bullying, around inappropriate content, around the world that's being exposed to them, which I grew up with. Like, I was really the first one who had the internet. Like, we had chat rooms. And for those of you who remember chat rooms, the first question that everybody asked Well, ASL, age, sex, location, right? Like that was
Are you talking about the AOL AIM Messenger?
Right. And from there, AIM Messenger was born, which was the original direct message and then text message. And like, so we were given that tool, and I was like 10, 12 with dial-up internet. And then it rapidly changed, obviously, to Facebook. And then you guys grew up with that in high school. You guys had access to all these things in high school.
I think I had it in middle school even, and so we obviously, our parents were brand new on it. Like you even said the example yesterday, you go, I was in college with Facebook and all of a sudden my father is posting on Facebook,
Right.
and that made me, be in middle school. I was like, what are you doing? I don't know. Nobody really understood what was going on. And to go back to Mike Ficcaro's point, like the younger generation that is entering the workforce and my age and your age are more willing to do it. Right there. It's
the difference is, and I credit Dad with this because there's really only two really defining moments for me in my life where I realized the power of social media as a tool for business. One was Twitter and recruiting. When I started to realize that coaches were getting followings from posting on Twitter, not just using it to connect with the recruit for a direct message, but all of a sudden they were posting. They were putting information out there where they were building a brand for themselves. And all of a sudden these coaches were getting bigger jobs and getting more recognition. I was like, okay. And then Dad really building my LinkedIn strategy and teaching me what he had started to do years prior to me coming down and joining the business world. That was the real shift in my mind where like, number one, okay, I saw Twitter as a marketing tool for coaches, but then all of a sudden LinkedIn and the amount of information and how you could really use it to personally engage with people, I was like, this is a way different animal than Facebook or Instagram or any of these other tools that I've been used to using for years. But now there's a whole nother game behind it.
We were at a restaurant called, Good Luck. This would shout out Rochester, probably my favorite meal of being in New York. And I was there for a week, which is insane to say. I didn't have that on my bingo card,
right.
But the coaster said like, make your own luck, Yep. And I think building that muscle of being an early adopter increases the amount of opportunities you're going to have. It doesn't matter what it is, right? Because whenever there is something new, there is opportunity for everybody, right? The world started over the pandemic. There was opportunity, social media, opportunity, AI, opportunity. The internet was there's been more billionaires, created in the last 25 years than ever before because of all these new opportunities, and the ones who are willing and have that muscle to at least try and go down the path of what's possible have that way of making luck. But it's not really luck, you know what I mean? But it is building that muscle in order to identify and then try to see if it's worth it.
Bingo. And then, Corey Gill asked a great question. Mark, what was your AIM screen name? City RB20, baby. Cooper City, running back, number 20, baby. City RB20. And if you ask Gabby about it, she remembers it because that's how I started to slide into the DMs back when we were 18.
I still have my Xbox name and like 10, or I think something like that,
Right.
I know we have some really good motivational music, so let's get some motivational music and then we'll close it up.
1, 2, 3, and so take me down the road that's a little bit windy to a place they still put sugar in their iced tea, where the women all fine and the love is fair. Yeah, driver, you can drop me off anywhere. Hey driver, pull on over. I'm in a fight with God. This Carolina's shoulder seems the place I'm getting on. Daddy always told me, never make a home on the road while your lady's sneaking out and the kids are growing old. Hey driver, I've been riding this lonely way too long. All the love I had worth giving was all spent on my songs. Hey driver, the boys are gambling with more than just their cars, with their bottles and their drugs. and their Bibles in their heart. So take me down a road that's a little bit windy, to a place they still put sugar in their iced tea, where the women are fine and the love is fair. Hey driver, you can drop me off anywhere.
I mean, if that song doesn't get you absolutely juiced,
makes you want to try to hit the note at the end too. If anyone knows that song, you're like, what?
I'm gonna reach it, bro. It's a wonderful song and a great segue into just some news that's out there for those of you that are not sports people. Adrian Wojnarowski has retired.
He sent off his own bomb. If you follow anything, he is an ESPN reporter who breaks news and is probably the best at what he does, at breaking news and having the inside scoop. Decided to walk away from, I think the number was $20 million that was on the table, in order to become the GM at his former college, which kind of sent shockwaves through it. But I think it was interesting what he said. This craft transformed my life, but I've decided to retire from ESPN in the news industry. I understand the commitment required in my role, and it's an investment that I'm no longer driven to make. Time isn't an endless supply, and I want to spend mine in ways that are more personally meaningful.
Unbelievable statement. So number one, just to give you context, he absolutely revolutionized the insider role for ESPN and for the NBA, and was known for having a very good relationship with LeBron as LeBron was coming in to his career in the NBA, and covered him, was responsible for really covering that story of LeBron's career. And that statement of, I understand the commitment required for this job. Let's be clear. Not all jobs are created equally. And sometimes the requirement of a profession is 16, 18 hours a day, every day. There's no seasons. It's just a grind. And he knew that. And he said, I've done it and I'm no longer willing to do it. I'm going to go do something else that I'm passionate about. Congratulations to him and kudos to him, because very few people have the guts to make that kind of move.
It is also interesting. They asked the AD at St. Bonaventure what his role would be. And the guy said entry level. He's, you know, so I do think it is cool. And I'm happy that he says personally meaningful, you know, like you get to a point, and you obviously, he's lived a lot longer and had a lot of success, but I think we get driven by success. And if it doesn't align anymore to who you are as a person, it's time to move, you know, and the money will follow. He will, I'm sure, be uber successful in his GM role and parlay that into some amazing career. So it is cool to see.
He's going to find so much more success. He's going to have so much more fun. He's going to have just as much money as he's ever wanted to have. I think that's the reality, is sometimes you get into your role and you're willing to make the commitment and you're willing to make the sacrifice, and you get to a point. I got there at 32 with the coaching profession. I looked at it and said, am I willing to make this same commitment for the next 30 years and be okay with the outcomes and be okay with what it means? And I was like, I don't think so. And so it takes a lot of soul searching. It takes a lot of self-awareness, but I've never been happier in my life now. Do I miss ball? Do I love ball? Of course I do. Will there be more time for ball in my life? You bet your ass there will. Would I have the memories I have over the last 5 years had I not made that decision? Nope, I would not.
Right.
So kudos to Woj. Congratulations. Great job. Great show. Tomorrow, Huddler in the hot seat. We will have Eric Malka here, entrepreneur, investor, author of Razor's Edge, and the founder of The Art of Shaving. Dad and Eric have some great stories about their early businesses early on. Wonderful entrepreneur. There's going to be great lessons to get pulled out of it, great nuggets to come. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, and we will see you guys next Monday for another week of the Nudelberg Daily Huddle. Let's get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business.